Hi guys, I was just gonna put this video straight out from Fox News just to mirror it on my channel, but because I think it's something that everybody should know about. But I had to just play it and give you my 2 cents. This is a case of Shelley Luther. She's that salon owner that opened up and was put in jail and fined $7,000 just for opening her business. This case is being covered by Corey from the Corey Man X channel. He's actually one of the people that was brave enough to go and be in front of her doors when she was trying to open with a bunch of other guys in support. And also Brian from High Impact Flex blog, I believe that's his channel, actual name, also covered this. So let's just play this and listen to it real quick.
Breaking developments now in the case of Shelley Luther, the Dallas salon owner who was jailed for reopening her business despite coronavirus restrictions. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has modified his orders to eliminate confinement as punishment, effectively freeing Shelley Luther. State Attorney General Ken Paxton tweeted this: "The Supreme Court of Texas has ordered Shelley Luther to be released from Dallas County Jail!" All this amid the outrage that was growing over a judge's decision to jail Luther in the first place.
Exactly. I mean, they jailed this woman, fined her $7,000 for just opening her business. At the same time, they're actually letting people out from jail that are pedophiles and rapists. Just because, all these bad guys are in jail together and they're afraid that they're going to spread. I mean, what the hell? They're already in jail. Let them freaking get sick, infect each other. Who cares? No, they're putting real good people that are just trying to feed their families, and they put them in jail. And for 7 days, just enough just for her to get sick while she's in there, right? Anyway, so the Supreme Court had to, put an order to have her released. So let's just keep listening to this. This is just insanity.
For 7 days, and he levied a $7,000 fine against her as well. Before today's news, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick had tweeted this: "I'm covering the $7,000 fine she had to pay, and I volunteer to be placed under house arrest so she can go to work and feed her kids."
I mean, this guy is a patriot. This guy is an amazing man. So let's listen to what he has to say. I believe next she's gonna. I only listened to this once. I think now she's gonna bring him on next.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is with me now. Great to see you today.
Good to
be
with you again,
surprised at how
Harris.
this all kind of? Absolutely. Are you surprised at how this all kind of galvanized so much outrage against that judge?
Yeah, Harris, I've been around the media and politics a long time.
Actually, I have to interrupt again. She's saying, "Are you surprised how people galvanize against the judge?" What a surprise! That tyrant? Is she kidding? These news anchors are something. Holy mackerel!
And I've seen few stories catch fire like this one. And I think it's because people understand in America that small business owners are really stressed right now. Everything they have tied up in their business, their money and their dreams. And when that's at risk, they're going to fight for it. And so, first of all, this was a story of her fight. And she's been on the front line fighting for a while on this.
Yeah, she has actually. I watched the whole thing. If you need to watch that whole thing, it's in Corey's channel, Corey Man X. I watched the whole thing live when she first reopened. There were no issues. I believe that first day. It happened on subsequent days, and then I guess she was put in jail. They actually went and got her. I believe was at home.
Protecting her 18 employees who work for her. Secondly, so that's the big story. She's fighting. The next story is this vengeful judge sending her to jail for 7 days in Dallas County, while Dallas County has been basically turning criminals out left and right. I mean, their DA has a standing order. If you steal anything less than $750, we won't even arrest you.
Exactly. You can do petty crimes like steal, $750 or less, and you wouldn't even go to jail for that. But she goes to jail for opening her business. The upside down.
So you take those two stories together, and that's caught the imagination of the American public, and the American public sees this nationally. And we see it, quite frankly, in a lot of Democrat states, Democrat counties, Democrat cities, where they're putting people in jail. This was not Governor Abbott putting her in jail. This was not me putting her in jail or Attorney General Ken Paxton. This was a local decision, and this judge, he could have fined her $50. She broke the governor's executive order fine. He could have fined her some minimal amount and let her go back to work and take care of her employees and her kids.
So what do you say to those people, though, who are abiding by the rules, Lieutenant Governor, and saying that they're going to wait for restrictions to be lifted? I mean, everybody's hurting. And you're right, 66% of the economy.
What is she trying to say? Is she actually agreeing with the fact that she was put in jail because she opened? She's just saying that, how about these other people who are abiding by the rules? What rules and what laws? These orders from these governors are nothing. The problem is that they're actually calling them orders. They're not even orders. There should be suggestions at the very best. They're not orders. They're not laws. People need to learn how laws are passed. And these are not laws. Just because the government says you can't go out, or if you go out, you need to wear a mask, it's bullshit. I haven't worn a mask once. And I want to try to see somebody make me wear one.
Economy on average is hired by and employs workers in America. They are small businesses. So they're all hurting, and I get it. So do there need to be maybe, well, let's first get your answer to that.
Yeah, well, first of all, when I was on Fox last week, when this story really started breaking nationally, I said that neither the governor nor myself, we don't want to send anyone to jail. The governor had originally issued executive orders, and we asked for people to follow them. We trust people to follow them. And there were some penalties if you didn't follow those, but we didn't want to put anyone in jail. This is left to local decision. So now he's rescinded that order so that no one can be sent to jail. No, we do want people to follow the orders. And
oh, how nice of you. Now nobody, is going to be sent to jail for following their orders. Like they're a mandate, like they're God or something. All these governors need to be rounded up right after this and all put in jail for, breaking the real laws, actually. So, but anyways, I mean, this thing just irks me, just listening to this.
As the Attorney General said earlier today on Fox, yeah, there could have been a penalty. There could have been a small fine, $100 or $50. But now is not the time when people are so stressed. Harris, I'm a small business owner. When you lose everything you've invested in a business and your life dreams, you may make some decisions that you wouldn't normally make. So she broke the governor's order, but it didn't deserve this type of retribution from the judge. And remember, the main reason he put her in jail is he demanded she apologize to him. Apologize to him.
Yeah, it's all about ego. I mean, she wasn't even put in jail because she broke the order, because there was no 7-day jail sentence for somebody who opened their business. But she didn't apologize to the judge, and he put her in jail. And he did the 7-7, right? The $7,000 and 7 days in jail. How predictable.
And this judge, I think, whether it's people looking at his action from the bench on a recall, whether it's an election next year, I'm not going to get into the politics of that, but he's really put a focus on himself. And he didn't have to act this way. There's something about being a judge, and my son was a longtime criminal judge.
That'll be the least of his worries, re-election or anything like that. I mean, that guy is going to have to be put in jail. All these guys are going to have to be put in court in trials. All these governors, all these mandates, and think they're slightly better than God.
Judge and now a U.S. attorney. My son was a tough judge, Harris, but he also knew when it was time for mercy and understanding of a particular case. Yeah. And this lady
during a
made a mistake, but she didn't deserve this. Right.
Some 34 million people out of work. Pitching with your heart first, I think, is what you're talking about.
I thought she was going to say a pandemic that has left X amount of work, X amount of dead people. and then she said that, left 30 million some people out of work. So that's correct. That's the only thing this pandemic has left. The dead have to be seen. How many actually died from something that doesn't exist, or just from flu, colds, and other stuff? Then they're calling everything COVID. You fall from a plane, your parachute doesn't open, you die. They test you, you had COVID or SARS or something on you, and bam, you're COVID death. You can see in my other video I just posted, how they tested fruits, goats, birds, and most of them came out positive for COVID. So this is bullcrap.
Lieutenant Governor.
Right.
Okay, what caught my eye was your willingness to sit on house arrest so that this woman could go free. And that won't happen now, and now some things have changed at the very top echelons in terms of how you'll treat people who break the rules. You've acknowledged that's not an option, breaking the rules, but how you'll do it differently. Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Texas, Dan Patrick, good to see you today. Thank you.
Breaking the rules is not an option. What rules? Just because the government says that you can't leave your house or you have to go out and you have to wear a mask? I'm not wearing the damn mask. And they're not, they call them, now she's calling them rules. Rules are to be broken, and they call them mandates, and they should be at least, I mean, if the governors came out and said, you know, we actually suggest that you guys do this, and you want to do it, great. If you don't believe in it, you don't do it. Good too. But these governors are putting these mandates out there like they're the word of God, and if you don't do it, you're gonna go to jail. It's I'm telling you, something has to be done. So, all these governors, we're gonna have to round them all up. The one from Michigan, especially, and here in Massachusetts, this Marty Walsh, freaking guy. I don't know. Let's just finish this up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Harrison. She should be out now. I don't know what the judge is waiting for. She should be out already. There's no reason. The Supreme Court has said she should be released. We'll see what this judge does.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, we will follow that part of the story. Thank you for flagging that. She should be, and we'll look. Thank you again.
She should be out right now.